Chapter 15 begins with a conqueror's song of praise and brings to a close this particular section of visions. Drawn heavily from themes from the Exodus, this passage also introduces us to 7 angels, who will appear prominently in the next section. Stay tuned. The singers may find that God's justice, truth, and holiness bring salvation, but these also foreshadow the overthrow of the powers of injustice and deceit, which are marked by the beast. Like Moses and the refugees from Egypt, the redeemed now stand before the sea. After the horses of God's adversaries are drowned in torrents of blood, the faithful redeemed sing of triumph, reminiscent of the Song of Miriam in the Exodus saga, where Pharaoh's mighty invincible army is now all doing the dead man's float. The difference between these two scenes, that of Exodus and that of Revelation, is the cosmic scale of John's vision. Where in Exodus the crossing is of a literal sea, the Yam Suf, but in John's vision it is a crossing from earth to heaven. And whereas the deliverance at the sea is an escaping from death at the hands of Pharaoh, in John it's an overcoming of death through the resurrection. And while it appears in the present reality that the beast is winning, the visions from heaven present an alternative perspective. They are laid side by side, and we are invited to choose which perspective we're going to believe. The call is not only to refrain from worshiping the beast's image or avoiding the imperial cult, but also to reject the mark that the beast brings and to guard against the commercial activities that would lure people into identifying with the beast, such things as has been identified earlier as eating meat offered to idols. The Conqueror's song is both a song of Moses and a song now of the Lamb. Shared themes of God's deliverance, judgment, superiority, the fear of the nations, the people coming to worship, and God's everlasting reign are shared by these. God's power is identified by justice and truth. So what did you hear, see? What were the images that came to mind? Were there songs of praise that you sang, that you found in these words? Did they get conjured up? What are the songs that you sing when you find life becoming overwhelming, or when it seems that evil is just winning? Are there particular songs that come to mind that you go to? And finally, if you were to write a song of praise, a song that captured the activity of God in your life over the years, what might some of the words be that you would use? Take some time and just simply make a list. What kind of words, or perhaps a phrase here and there, to describe God's activity in your life? Until next time, thank you for joining me.